Students from Niagara Elementary School recently paid a visit to North Middle School to learn how we operate our greenhouse. Niagara will be starting their own greenhouse, so they came to get some advice and instruction on how to be successful with their new operation. Students saw a PowerPoint presentation from Mr. Pfeiffer and some of our greenhouse workers before getting some hands-on practice with planting seeds and operating the equipment and seeing how it works in the greenhouse.
What they're doing, guys, they're just going to kind of walk you through a few minutes about what seeds are, how they act, how they work, and then they're going to give you guys some seeds, and they're going to actually show you how to plant them and how to do that, because I know you guys have your new greenhouse and you're going to want to start doing that next year for sure, even this year possibly. So they're going to just kind of tell you a little bit about seeds and how to handle them, what's inside of them. And then once we get that kind of information, that background information, we can actually say, okay, I understand a little bit more about seeds. Now we can do this and we can actually use the seeds to plant and to grow what we want to. Jordan mentioned there's going to be 5 stages. Now in our greenhouse, and this may be different for you guys, but in our greenhouse, we do the first 3 stages. Stage 1 is where we plant the seed and they begin to germinate. Now this is the really important part, because what happens if you plant the seed too deep, what happens is it will not germinate correctly and it will not shoot through the soil. And that's really important, and I want to emphasize this because a lot of people want to go and plant the seed at the bottom of the cup, if you will, or the little spot. And it's really important, just at the top of the soil, you want to put a little bit of an indentation, maybe a finger leaf, a racer cap. You do not want to go down any deeper than that. Once you go down deeper than that, it's going to be a lot harder for that seed to germinate and to break through the soil. So it's really important when you're planting today that you just basically sprinkle the seed onto the soil and maybe just push it down just a little bit with your finger and cover it up with some soil, just a little sprinkle of soil. So that's kind of what these guys are going to show you here in just a few seconds. And they wanted to tell you the 5 stages. In our greenhouse specifically, we do stage 1, which we plant the seed. We water the seed. We let it grow. It's really important to have a 75 to 80 degree temperature in your greenhouse. So when you guys are there, you want to make sure you're checking that. You have a thermometer in your greenhouse. You have somebody in charge of checking that temperature. 75 to 80 degrees initially, which is at the start. You want to have that temperature, and then the seeds will start to grow and germinate. You want to make sure that's really nice and wet soil. You don't want to have dry soil. If you have dry soil, what will happen? Somebody raise their hand and explain. Yes, sir.
The seed will dry out?
The seed will probably dry out, and it will not do what? Germinate. And that's the goal. We want these seeds to germinate, because without germination, we won't have plants. And that's what we want. You guys want to see plants. We're going to take you guys out after we plant these flats. We're going to take you guys out and we're going to show you the germination process and what we've done and which plants have germinated and which plants haven't. We'll show you the irrigation system. What is an irrigation system? Anybody know what that would be? Yes, sir?
Whenever you can hook it up to a hose and it's an automatic system.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It waters automatically without us going out there, and we just got that started today. We've been manually watering with the hose and sprinkling the mist and the water over the plants. So that's really important to have that system set up in place, as far as, especially when you guys are on spring break, you guys can't come in every day, so you want to have that automatic watering system. And they're not too expensive, so you can buy them at Lowe's. Probably $40 to $50 is what we pay for ours. So you guys can see what that looks like. And these 8th graders and 7th graders will help you guys kind of talk you through it. Because what we want to do next is we want to start possibly planting. And there's going to be a 7th or 8th grader at every table. Could you guys raise your hands, please, so I can see that there is one? Okay, good. If you have questions, ask them. We'll be walking around. These guys will be walking around, and we'll help you guys get the seeds right here. I'm going to turn the lights on. You can hold those up, Jordan. We have sunflower seeds, what you guys are going to plant, and then one table is going to plant some tomatoes. Each seed, there's a little square, 1 seed per square. Again, I would locate those and put the seeds in the square, and then after all the seeds have been put down, I would push them down and sprinkle a little dirt over them. Does that make sense? Okay, and we'll definitely be here to help you if you have any questions. I think you guys will be good at this. We'll start passing out the seeds. Ms. Cobb, do you have any thing do you want to mention to these guys while we're in here seated? You guys are awesome. Being very, very well behaved. That's fine. So start on this one and go this way. Don't. Okay, and then make sure this one's complete before you go into this one. Does that make sense?
Let's see what system goes. Grant. How about this? Grant, you go this one.
James got her. You want to come over here?
Trey.
There are only 2 people over here.
Okay, so
Before we move on to instruments, so we'll get this first one done first. Try to come over here. There are only 2 people. Better pull the seats out.
yeah, that's fine.
I didn't know all the names.
Labeling is also a very crucial thing, guys. You don't want to mislabel, so make sure you.
So remember, you don't want it to deep, so just barely make a little indentation. Just set it down in there. Just cover a little bit of dirt. You're gonna put it right there. Just gonna cover it up like that. So, somebody wants to
No, we started in February, mid-February.
but we gotta make sure we always start on one side, because if we run out of seeds over here, we don't want to have to want to start a new package.
Once students got some experience planting seeds in the trays in the classroom, we headed outside to see how the greenhouse works.
Obviously, you can see that we have started growing other plants like tomatoes and other flowers, and we haven't yet moved them out of their original pots, but they are still in the normal ones like you have planted. And this is after what, a couple weeks or 3 weeks? And
yeah.
you'll be able to see this on y'all's plants, and y'all's plants that you planted, the seeds, we put them on, and they keep them heated. It's kind of like
at the
germination
bottom of
process.
these to speed up the germination process and make the seeds germinate faster.
It gives them more heat and more sunlight to get.
So that
And
way they grow faster.
the irrigation things will be coming on in a little bit,
Irrigation system.
and they will be watering all the plants and such. And because you don't
Head
want
back.
to have so much pressure on the waters,
So that it's just only going to spray a mix. It won't.
but sometimes because we have some of the plants in the back, we sometimes have to. Don't touch anything. Okay.
You might get a little wet.
But sometimes we have to water it in the back.
Okay, walk through.
Because the irrigation plants only go in the back. Everyone step back.
Hey, it's raining in there.
That's cool.
Hello. That's good. I like clear water. I can't swim, but awesome. It's nice.
Okay, stay closer to this side, guys. Get away from the irrigation system so y'all don't get wet.
Well, what are we supposed to look at?
That's the irrigation system. And then the seeds you guys planted are on propagation mats.
Actually, the next one's kind of good.
It is.
Don't touch the water. Come on, guys.
Look at them, they're sprouting.
Hi, I'm Hannah,
I'm Grant.
and we're going to be talking about the greenhouse today. So, what did you guys learn about the greenhouse?
How deep we need to plant our seeds.
And what kind of seeds did you plant?
Sunflower,
And did you plant any other kind of seeds?
watermelon.
And did you have fun today?
Yeah.
And what's one thing you want to tell North Middle School students?
We love